NATO's Secretary General called for calm.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a look at one of the most unusual computer platforms currently available on the market. At first glance, it might seem like just another Chinese experiment with little in common with a traditional desktop PC. But once you dive into the specifications, you quickly realize there's much more going on here. What we have today is neither a conventional desktop processor nor a typical laptop. Instead, it's a unique hybrid platform that combines Intel's mobile architecture with a full-size desktop motherboard. Powering the system is the Intel HM770 mobile chipset, paired with the Intel Core i5-14500HX processor. This CPU was originally designed for high-end gaming and workstation laptops. Yet somehow, it has been soldered directly onto a fully featured desktop motherboard, creating a completely new approach to compact, high-performance computing. In today's review, we're going to find out just how successful this concept really is. We'll compare it with traditional desktop platforms, put it through a series of real-world tests, and answer the most important question: can this unusual hybrid become a true alternative to a conventional desktop PC? Let's get started. From an engineering perspective, Chinese manufacturers have done some genuinely impressive work over the past few years. The most interesting part isn't simply that they've mounted a mobile processor onto a desktop motherboard. The real innovation lies in the fact that they recognized a massive market for surplus mobile chips, hardware that major manufacturers had essentially ignored. In our case, we're looking at Intel's HM770 mobile chipset. Introduced in early 2023, the HM770 was originally designed for laptops and is commonly found in mid-range and high-end gaming notebooks, as well as mobile workstations. The idea behind these platforms is actually quite simple. Instead of asking customers to spend hundreds of dollars on a desktop processor and then buy a separate motherboard, why not offer a complete platform that delivers the performance of a mainstream desktop PC right out of the box? What's even more interesting is that this concept has proven to be surprisingly successful. If we look back about 10 years, Chinese manufacturers were primarily focused on affordable server platforms based on Intel Xeon processors. Later, they introduced desktop motherboards featuring Intel's 11th and 12th generation mobile CPUs. And today, the market has evolved even further. We now have affordable platforms based on the Intel HM770 chipset paired with 14th generation Intel processors, as well as similar solutions built around AMD Ryzen mobile CPUs. But perhaps the most fascinating part is that Chinese engineers have revived a design philosophy that's been used successfully in laptops and gaming consoles for years. The processor and motherboard are no longer separate components, they've become a single integrated unit. There's no CPU socket, no processor installation, and no upgrade process. Everything comes pre-installed, fully integrated, and ready to use straight out of the box. For most people, this actually makes perfect sense. The vast majority of users never upgrade their CPU separately. They buy a computer, use it for 5 to 7 years, and then replace the entire system when it's time for an upgrade. And the best part? The entire platform often costs about the same as what some major brands charge for the processor alone. That raises some uncomfortable questions about the traditional PC hardware market. Of course, this approach isn't without its drawbacks. The BIOS is generally much more basic, advanced tuning options are fairly limited, manufacturer support is often minimal, and whether these platforms will continue to receive updates a few years down the road is still an open question. Even so, the concept has clearly proven to be viable. Personally, I don't think these platforms are interesting simply because they're a cheaper way to build a PC. Their real value lies elsewhere. They give us a much clearer picture of what modern computing performance actually costs. Once you strip away the marketing, premium branding, RGB lighting, and everything else that typically surrounds traditional desktop platforms, you start to see things from a different perspective. Looking at a system like this, built around a mobile Intel processor and the HM770 chipset, you realize that the price of a conventional desktop PC isn't determined solely by the processor or the motherboard. A significant portion of that cost comes from everything built around the hardware: product development, market positioning, branding, marketing, and maintaining an entire product lineup. That's exactly why solutions like this have attracted so much attention from PC enthusiasts. They challenge the traditional idea of what a modern computer is supposed to be. Instead of buying a CPU and a motherboard as two separate components, you're getting a single, fully integrated computing platform that's ready to use right out of the box, and based on what we've seen so far, it's clear that this approach absolutely deserves a place in today's PC market. Now, let's move on to the motherboard itself and take a closer look at what this platform has to offer. The first thing worth talking about is its power efficiency. The heart of the system is Intel's Core i5-14500HX mobile processor. The HX series represents Intel's highest performance lineup of mobile CPUs, originally designed for gaming laptops and professional mobile workstations where desktop-class performance is required within a limited power envelope. The Core i5-14500HX belongs to Intel's 14th generation Core family and is based on the Raptor Lake architecture. Like other modern Intel processors, it features a hybrid design with a total of 14 physical cores. 6 of them are high-performance P-cores, responsible for delivering maximum speed in demanding applications and modern games. The remaining 8 are energy-efficient E-cores, designed to handle background tasks and heavily multi-threaded workloads more efficiently. Thanks to this hybrid architecture, the processor can handle up to 20 simultaneous threads, intelligently distributing the workload across all available cores. Its maximum turbo boost frequency reaches 4.9 GHz. While the processor is equipped with 24 MB of L3 cache, the processor has a base power rating of 55 watts, but under maximum turbo boost it can draw as much as 157 watts. In real-world use, however, actual power consumption depends heavily on the BIOS settings and the cooling solution. Interestingly, limiting the power budget to around 65 to 90 watts results in only a very small performance loss, while significantly reducing temperatures and fan noise. That's one of the biggest advantages of using a high-end mobile processor in a desktop platform. With these specifications, the Core i5-14500HX isn't just an excellent gaming CPU. It also performs exceptionally well in demanding workloads such as video editing, 3D rendering, software development, and content creation. And when paired with a properly designed cooling system, this platform can remain surprisingly quiet, consume considerably less power than a traditional desktop, while still delivering performance that's remarkably close to a mainstream desktop PC. Now let's talk about the chipset, because it's the foundation of this entire platform. This motherboard is built around Intel's HM770 chipset. Although it was originally designed for laptops, it's actually one of the most capable mobile chipsets Intel has ever produced. It was specifically developed to support the high-performance HX series processors, and in terms of features, it comes remarkably close to a modern desktop chipset. The HM770 supports both DDR5 memory at speeds of up to 5,600 metric tons per second and DDR4 memory running at up to 3,200 metric tons per second. This gives motherboard manufacturers the flexibility to build either more affordable DDR4-based systems or higher-end models equipped with DDR5. Our motherboard uses DDR4 memory, supporting speeds of up to 3,200 metric tons per second. That helps reduce the overall cost of the system while sacrificing very little real-world performance. For expansion and storage, the HM770 provides up to 28 PCI Express lanes. It supports modern PCIe 4.0 NVMe SSDs and allows up to 8 SATA drives running at 6 gigabits per second. Connectivity is another strong point. The chipset supports up to 14 USB ports, including USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 with transfer speeds of up to 20 gigabits per second. It also supports RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, and RAID 10 arrays, along with modern Wi-Fi 6 modules, high-speed Ethernet controllers, and a wide range of integrated interfaces for additional peripherals. Despite all these features, the chipset itself consumes only around 3.7 watts of power. As a result, it generates very little heat and doesn't require a complex cooling solution. At this point, it's difficult to think of the HM770 as just another mobile chipset. In terms of functionality, it offers everything you'd expect from a modern desktop platform: support for high-speed memory, fast NVMe storage, extensive connectivity, and all the features needed to build a powerful gaming PC or a professional workstation. Now let's take a closer look at the motherboard's power delivery system, because this is one of the most important factors when it comes to maintaining stable CPU performance under heavy workloads. To be honest, whenever you see another Chinese motherboard, you almost expect to find the simplest possible VRM design, something built with the mindset of, as long as it works. But this board is a pleasant surprise. The manufacturer has equipped it with a 10-phase power delivery system, which is a fairly serious design for a platform in this price range. Its primary job is to convert the 12-volt power supplied by the PSU into the precise low-voltage power required by the processor. At the heart of the VRM is the Richtech RT3628AE PWM controller. This is a well-known controller that's used not only on Chinese motherboards, but also on products from major manufacturers including MSI, Osrock, Asus, and Colorful.so. When it comes to power management, this board is built around a proven and reliable solution. The PWM controller regulates output voltage, balances the load across all power phases, and keeps the processor supplied with stable power under every operating condition. It also provides built-in protection against overcurrent, overvoltage, and other fault conditions. For the power stages, the board uses discrete 4262C and 4264C MOSFETs working together with high-current inductors to efficiently convert and deliver power to the CPU. Each phase is equipped with NJCON solid polymer capacitors rated at 820 microfarads and 2.5 volts. These capacitors feature low ESR, handle high current loads very well, and effectively smooth out voltage ripple, ensuring clean and stable power delivery even during sudden changes in CPU load. Cooling is another strong point. Large aluminum heatsinks cover the VRM components, helping to keep temperatures under control during extended workloads. It's worth remembering that the Intel Core i5-14500HX can briefly draw up to around 150 watts under maximum turbo boost. At that level of power consumption, the VRM may be handling well over 130 amps of current. Thanks to the 10-phase design, that current is distributed across multiple power stages, reducing heat buildup, minimizing voltage droop, and improving the overall stability of the system. Of course, this isn't the kind of premium VRM you'd find on a flagship enthusiast motherboard designed for extreme overclocking. However, for a mobile processor like the Intel Core i5-14500HX, this implementation is genuinely impressive. The combination of quality components, solid polymer capacitors, substantial aluminum heatsinks, and a well-designed 10-phase VRM should allow the processor to maintain stable performance even during long periods of maximum load, without overheating or suffering from significant voltage instability. Of course, those figures represent Intel's official maximum power specifications. In reality, actual power consumption depends heavily on the motherboard BIOS and the power limits configured by the manufacturer. On most Chinese HM770 motherboards, the maximum CPU power limit is typically set to around 90 watts. Although some models increase that limit to somewhere between 100 and 120 watts, naturally, we wanted to verify this ourselves. During our testing, with the processor under full load and the BIOS left completely at its factory settings, the CPU reached a peak power draw of approximately 120 watts. And judging by the available BIOS settings, that's probably not the absolute limit. This suggests that the motherboard manufacturer has configured more aggressive power limits, allowing the processor to sustain higher boost frequencies for longer periods without immediately pushing it all the way to Intel's maximum specification of around 150 watts. Now let's take a quick look inside the BIOS and see what options are available. The first thing that stands out is that the CPU power limits can be adjusted manually. On our particular board, the PL1 power limit is set to 150 watts, while PL2 is configured at 135 watts. Those settings explain why the processor was able to exceed the typical 90-watt limit found on many similar motherboards and instead reach roughly 120 watts during our stress tests. It's also worth noting that all of the processor's major performance features are enabled by default. All performance cores and efficient cores are active, hyperthreading is enabled, and technologies such as Intel Speed Shift, Intel Speed Step, and Intel Turbo Boost are fully operational. In other words, the processor is running at its full potential without any artificial restrictions imposed by the BIOS. Hardware virtualization, Intel VTX, is also enabled out of the box, making this platform immediately ready for virtual machines, professional hypervisors, and other virtualization workloads without requiring any additional configuration, even at around 120 watts. However, the CPU places a significant load on the motherboard's power delivery system, and this is exactly where the advantage of a well-designed 10-phase VRM becomes apparent. For wired networking, this motherboard uses the Realtek RTL8125BG Ethernet controller. This is a modern network controller that supports speeds of up to 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. Unlike traditional gigabit Ethernet controllers, which are limited to just 1 gigabit per second, the RTL8125BG can deliver transfer speeds of up to 2.5 gigabits per second when paired with compatible networking equipment. Personally, I'm always happy to see the RTL8125BG instead of the older RTL8111H, which, surprisingly, still appears on some B760 motherboards even today. If you're building a home server, working with a NAS, using Steam Cache, or simply transferring large files across your local network, the jump from 1 gigabit to 2.5 gigabit Ethernet makes a noticeable difference in real-world performance. It's one of those upgrades that you don't fully appreciate until you start using it every day. Next to the Realtek RTL8125BG Ethernet controller, you'll find another interesting chip, the Nuvoton NCT2401S. This is a supporting controller responsible for managing various onboard interfaces and handling signal routing between different parts of the motherboard. It's not the kind of component most users pay attention to, but its presence actually tells us quite a bit about the board's overall design. Instead of relying on an overly simplified layout, the manufacturer has implemented dedicated hardware to manage peripheral interfaces properly. That's generally a good sign, as it reflects a more complete motherboard design rather than the cost-cutting approach often seen on entry-level products. It's one of those small details that doesn't show up in benchmark charts, but it does suggest that the engineers paid attention to the platform's overall quality and functionality. Another interesting chip you'll find on this motherboard is the UTC75232G from Unisonic Technologies. This is a dedicated RS-232 transceiver, designed to support the motherboard's serial COM port. Its job is to convert standard UART signals into RS-232 voltage levels and vice versa, allowing the system to communicate with a wide range of legacy and industrial equipment. That includes devices such as industrial controllers, programmers, networking hardware, embedded systems, and various types of automation equipment. While the traditional COM port has almost disappeared from consumer PCs, it remains widely used in industrial and professional environments. That's why the manufacturer chose to retain full RS-232 support on this motherboard. For most home users, this feature probably won't matter. But if you're planning to use this platform for industrial applications, automation, or servicing specialized equipment, having a native hardware serial port is still a valuable advantage. The onboard audio is powered by the Realtek ALC897 audio codec. Although it isn't Realtek's flagship solution, the ALC897 has become one of the most widely used audio codecs on modern mid-range motherboards. You'll find it on boards from Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, Osrock, Colorful, Maxsun, and many other manufacturers. The codec supports up to 7.1 channel surround sound and delivers audio playback at up to 24-bit, 192 kHz. It also includes integrated amplifiers for both the line-out and microphone inputs, making it more than capable for everyday use. For the vast majority of users, the ALC897 offers everything they need. It's perfectly suitable for gaming, watching movies, video editing, online meetings, and general day-to-day computing. Of course, it isn't designed to compete with dedicated high-end sound cards that feature premium DACs and powerful headphone amplifiers. However, the overall audio quality is exactly what you'd expect from a modern mid-range motherboard. When paired with a good set of speakers or quality headphones, the sound is clean, well-balanced, and free from noticeable distortion or background noise. For most users, the onboard audio provided by the ALC897 will be more than sufficient, eliminating the need for a separate sound card. And finally, let's talk about the price. At the time of recording this review, this platform offers a very compelling value proposition. Instead of buying a processor and a motherboard separately, you're getting both as a single integrated package. That not only simplifies the entire build process but can also significantly reduce the overall cost of the system. If you're interested in this platform, you'll find a link in the video description below, where you can check the full specifications, available configurations, and current pricing. We also offer complete, fully assembled systems based on this platform. Simply let us know the configuration you're looking for, and we'll help you choose the right components based on your budget and intended workload. Every system is professionally assembled, thoroughly stress-tested for stability and performance, and the BIOS is configured and optimized before shipping. If requested, we can also install Windows along with all the necessary drivers and software, so the computer arrives completely ready to use. Before every system leaves our workshop, it goes through a final quality inspection. That means all you have to do is plug it in and start using it. For our international customers, ordering is just as easy. You can place your order directly through our online store from anywhere in the world and pay using whichever payment method is most convenient for you. If you have any questions about shipping, payment options, hardware compatibility, or custom PC configurations, feel free to get in touch with us. You can contact us anytime via WhatsApp, Telegram, or email, and we'll be happy to answer your questions, help you choose the right configuration, and guide you through the ordering process. With that, we've reached the end of the theoretical part of this review. Next, we'll build a complete system around this motherboard, run a series of real-world productivity tests, perform stress testing, and, of course, see how it handles modern games. That will give us a clear picture of how this platform compares with traditional desktop PCs and whether this unusual concept really lives up to the expectations. And before we move on, let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you consider building a system around a platform like this, or would you still prefer a traditional desktop motherboard and processor? I'd really like to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our future hardware reviews and performance tests. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bad guys in arm's reach, and they're redeploying us.
Murphy, Regional Command's got an update, boss.
Too bad it's not going to be go kick those Pax Armada shitheads off our doorstep.
Pax isn't the enemy. Read your briefings.
Well, then Command should find us an enemy. You backing servers isn't word for raiders?
Offensive cyber capabilities, Blake. SAP level shit. And if you read as much as Martinez, you'd stop bitching about the wrong Georgia. Let's see what Command's got.
Yo, this is BS. We build up all these cyber defenses. Then Georgia says, ship out. We're giving the base to Pax Armada. And NATO just rolls over?
That's politics. NATO's not up to a fight with the worst PMC in Europe.
We are. Tag us in.
Look, I'd love to teach Pax a lesson. But if staying here might kick off World War III, I don't want it that bad.
Well, maybe Command's got a plan.
Incoming! Take cover! Defensive positions moving on down!
More dropping in. Bastards paid so much for this. Why? Wait a few hours and the base would have been theirs anyway.
Why? We'll have to wait. Come on! Moving up! Stay on me!
Keep it moving, Blake! I need something!
They took out the transport vehicle!
Enemy come!
Need a reload!
Got him! There's gonna be more. Boss, we need to get undercover.
The vehicle hangar. It can hold up. Buy ourselves some time. Let's get inside. I'm okay.
Hangar's a no-go, but we got a ride!
That Berkeley?
You good, Murphy?
Good enough. All right. Pax is focused on the base, but our mission hasn't changed. We protect those servers. We gotta secure Site 2 before Pax takes control.
Shooting our way out?
Guns up! Targets on both sides!
Checkpoint's just up ahead.
Berkeley, go! We need another exit!
Berkeley! That's munition supply!
No time! Go through!
Holy shit! This is our house, assholes!
Copy. Can't raise the commander.
She's gone. I need you and your snipers to reposition above Site 2 and run Overwatch.
Copy, Tempest.
Lightning, this is Tempest Actual. Stand by for a precision strike. We can still get a win.
Caution, Tempest. We're seeing armored vehicles ahead of you. Oh, fuck!
Berkeley, take us off-road!
This thing sounds like hell!
It'll get us there.
And if Pax is listening, we may as well be shooting an air horn.
Okay, drop us here.
We see you. We're at the overlook up ahead.
Berkeley, I need you to look for more survivors.
Copy that. As long as this thing holds together.
Adios. Good luck.
Ammo here. Glad you guys made it.
Likewise, Jackson. How we looking?
Pax artillery and vehicles below. Lightning is slowing down Pax reinforcements, but they got a window to give us air support. With JTAC current, huh?
You know it. Let's get him away from our servers. You got a laser designator ready to go? All right. Their turn for a surprise attack. Lightning 1, this is Tempest Actual. Targets in place for attack aviation. Over.
Copy.
Laser on. Lasing.
Staring now. Staring captured. Confirm no friendlies in target area.
Confirmed. Fire mission when ready. Over.
Launching now.
Strike confirmed.
Get fucked, Pax!
No.
Lightning 1, do you read? Lightning 1!
They're gone, Martinez.
Jets. Someone sold them jets.
Jackson, give us some cover. We're headed to Site 2.
We are?
We can't evac the servers under that kind of fire, and we can't let Pax capture them. So we destroy those servers before they compromise NATO.
Holy shit.
We've got enough C4 to take out Site 2 and leave Pax swinging in the wind. Any input?
It's a plan.
It's the perfect plan. Because win or lose, Murph's in the shit for coming up with it.
Southeast!
Hostiles closing in on Site 2!
Target movement!
Enemy vehicles in sight!
They want this place bad! Frag out!
Enemy down! Target neutralized! Set! Enemy cover! This is Duke 1-1. Anyone on the ground?
Duke 1-1, this is Tempest. We'll need evac soon from Site 2.
Copy that, Tempest. Need to circle to evade enemy aircraft.
Copy. Approach when able.
We got tangos down below!
I'm dry. Need a reload.
Enemy in cover!
Sending frag! Empty! Reloading!
Pax tried to block the entrance.
Not much of a try.
Hey, take this ammo!
Ammo here.
I got you, boss. Clear inside.
Can't believe they were still building this place.
Heard the CIA acting for an extension. Okay. No telling what's in here.
No movement.
Lights on. Stay alert.
The commander said Pax was preparing to take control, not rolling in and...
Нацистская Германия. Отчаянный рывок в самое сердце тьмы. Управление специальных операций собрало нашу шестерку с единственной целью – добыть документы по проекту «Феникс», последней надежде Третьего Рейха. Сводный отряд спецназовцев из разных стран готовы ударить в самое уязвимое место. Эта операция должна была стать для нас первой и последней. Ты посмотри.
Красотища!
Идем.
Вперед! Начнем!
Как думаешь, получится?
Если мы захватим поезд, у нас будет шанс.
Кто пойдет первым? Как думаешь, получится?
Если мы захватим поезд, у нас будет шанс.
Кто пойдет первым?
Нова, придется тебе. Держимся рядом.
Стрелять!
Стреляешь!
Твою ж мать!
Я прикрою из этого вагона.
И запомните, они не должны нас увидеть.
Не увидят, потому что сдохнут.
Бери одного Джерри, а второго пусть снимет Петрова. Да, хорошо. Дверь заперта. Ищи другой вход. Там уступ. Протиснись туда и входи. Нова, залезь на уступ сбоку. Честное слово. Новак, оставь нам кого-нибудь.
Вот тебе и секретное задание.
Похоже, придется попотеть.
Tindleston, you glorious pile of shit. Here I am, the prodigal son. The St. Louis job was supposed to be my big break. Legendary getaway driver Samson McCrae. Yeah, right. What a shit show. Carter was clear. You're going off the reservation. Things go sideways, you're on your own. And boy, did they go sideways. Shoulda known better than to trust a mainland crew. Fucking amateur hour. They pegged it on me, and I had to eat that charge. Fuckers were gonna shank me in the pen. My sister Una warned me not to take the job. I didn't listen. And as always, she has to clean up my mess. She goes and makes a deal with these St. Louis scumbags. They let us keep breathing if I pay back what was lost. Plus interest. Una's being kept as collateral in St. Louis. If I don't deliver, we're both going down. Carter set me up with some gigs and a place to crash. Small stuff mostly, but the money's gonna have to trickle in. Tindleston, you owe me. These streets are my streets. I'll have this debt paid in no time, and Samson McCrae will be back in the game. Here we go. Yeah?
Samson, been too long.
Carter, hey. Likewise.
How you holding up?
Hungry. St. Louis breathing down my neck.
I heard. You owe a lot of money.
Tell me something I don't know. That's why I gotta work. Keep the wolves fed.
Things have dried up since you've been gone. No big scores anymore. Just a steady trickle of nickel and dime stuff. But I'll feed you the jobs I find. Make sure you can chip away at that debt.
Got anything for me right now?
A few things. Take your pick. Oh, and Samson, don't make me look bad.
I never do.
You mess up, you don't get paid. Your car's out front. Have Floyd drop it around. All right, you get cracking.
Thanks, Carter.
Don't thank me yet. A lot of work to do to clean up that St. Louis mess.
What you got for me, Carter? Welcome home. Oh, you thing of beauty.
shit!
Nice.
Come on, don't do this to me now!
Great. Lighting in the city just shit is all.
Blue lights, great.
Units in the area? This is Unit 101. We're nearby and clear to respond. Copy that. Can you engage? This is Unit 101. We have a visual. Copy that. Report back when possible.
Want something?
Dispatch, we've lost contact with the suspect.
I don't like this. Bust his face in! Amateurs.
What's happening?
Back away.
Oh shit. I think I just pissed myself. I'm chilling.